So, I'm sure you've all heard the news. YouTube done goofed itself into a big mess of fun. So, if you don't know, just, I don't know, look at a YouTuber who's very famous. Like, for example, there's the Nerd Cubed, there's the Angry Joe, and there's some other guy whose name I don't remember. Just go to look at the channels. Probably the last video they've uploaded is something to do with this whole situation, and I'm not going to cover any of that crap. Basically, I'm talking about what this means to this channel and some insightful bullshit. To the tune of game screenshots I've taken, because I'm actually also a photographer. Yeah, hobbyist, mind you. Basically, YouTube's done this whole thing not because of the gaming community. In fact, we have nothing to do with the gaming community. No, wait, this whole thing has nothing to do with the gaming community. YouTube has not us in mind. This has nothing to do with all those legions of Let's Players and the plethora of reviewers or any of that bullshit. No, all these copyright claims come from the music industry. All this bullshit is stemming from the age-old, ongoing conflict with basically music publishers and music. Yeah. Sure, you get the occasional copyright claim from a TV in Brazil. Yeah, that happened to me. Yes, literally, a TV news thing in Brazil copyrighted, I think it was, the Fallout soundtrack. Yeah, because, also, incidentally enough, most of these, content ID claims are also, for some reason, illegal. Like, literally claimed by companies who own nothing. So, that's odd. Yeah, broken, I think, but not the point. The point is, I do a lot of games revolving indie and mods, which, seeing as they're not usually, selling their product, they usually just shove in all the, copyrighted shit into the game for, because it doesn't really bother them. It doesn't really bother them either, but it does affect me in that, how do I put this? A shit ton of videos now belong to various various people in random parts of the world. Weirdly, some of them from places like Argentina, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan? I'm not sure. And one, for some reason, in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Some of these places I didn't even know had access to the internet, but apparently they do. But there you go. The more you know. I'm not a man of the world, as I thought I was. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the channel, and apparently there's more to come in January, where every single video uploaded will be individually reviewed. And you have to wait for, who knows, it could be a couple of days, it could be a couple of hours, before that video is allowed to be monetized. Now, this doesn't really affect me, but it doesn't affect like reviewers or anything, because they usually make their biggest income and just viewership from those first few hours. But if it does take a couple of days, that pretty much renders these people null and void. Now, again, this new policy change was not created for the gaming community. It was created for like those legions of dumbasses who upload copyrighted TV shows and don't add anything. Not a commentary. They just upload the shows and then monetize that, which is illegal and kind of scumbaggy. It's kind of like taking a game and then uploading it to like IndieDB and just selling it weirdly. Okay, that's a bad example, but you get the point. That kind of shit's illegal and it's wrong. You can't argue it unless... Well, you can argue it if, say, it's not available in your country. Sure enough. But let's face it. The majority of people who consume uploaded to TV shows... It's illegal. It's wrong. Yeah, you can't get around it. If you can buy it, plain and simple, even if it is overpriced, it is still wrong. It's still stealing. You can't argue the point of that. I can only accept that argument unless it's actually not available to you. As in physically not made available to you. If it is, however, available for purchase from any online store anywhere in the world and can be delivered to your front doorstep on some overpriced DVD box that's worth $100 fucking, then no matter how shitty that is the capitalist nation we live in. Well, because, yeah, I'm not in America. Which, for a second, I would like to point out, I do watch YouTube, on YouTube I do watch shows, television shows that are clearly purchasable somewhere else. Yeah, it's illegal. I'm aware of this. I'm doing things that are illegal. Do I care? No, but I'm honest. That's the point. And well, and of course, publishers who didn't actually make this content, no one is right or wrong here. There is no good or bad side to this argument, just letting you know that now. The publishers didn't make that TV show. The publishers didn't make that game. The publishers didn't even make that music. But they own it, because when a publisher accepts a contract from a content creator, the reason they do that is so the publisher can spread that intellectual property to the masses. Incidentally, that's what a lot of YouTubers do with stuff like gameplays and let's plays and crap. Because you can get an honest review, and they're not paid reviews like most of the gaming websites nowadays. YouTube is full of just everyday people who are generally honest and not paid by the publishers. And you can imagine that this would piss off publishers, but and it does mildly. Like, so there are some publishers who blame Let's Plays for a dip in sales and not their shitty products. But at the end of the day, also, the music industry, some publishers, at the end of the day, they want all of it. It's kind of like a total, yeah, it's scummy. So there are shitheads on both sides of the conflict, and there are decent people on both sides of the conflict. As I said, I can imagine piracy if you're not actually able to get this product. But if it's simply overpriced, you are doing something illegal. It doesn't mean you're like friggin' Hitler. It just means you're stealing. Just admit it. It's okay. I'm not here to judge. At the same time, publishers also steal. Illegally. Like all these weird content ID claims on things they actually don't own the property rights to. Like this weird publisher in Brazil that apparently has claimed some soundtrack from a game, which they... And this is a news company, by the way, if you just do a quick Google and translate all the pages. And I can't be forked actually doing it myself. So you go out and it's like, yeah... Oh, God. So my channel, it's still alive, obviously, but I don't know for how long. It could disappear today, it could disappear tomorrow, it could disappear with the world in a piss of flames. I don't know. But I was going to start a new channel, by the way, but don't think I will now. Because, I don't know, I started YouTube not for money, not for monetization, but just for shits and giggles, and just, it was a hobby. A hobby I didn't get paid for. I haven't gotten paid by YouTube. I think everything's monetized. Well, not everything. But I don't know, I haven't actually gotten paid by it yet, and I don't really care. It's a bonus. That's what it is for me. And I don't think I care enough anymore. Everyone is automatically treated almost like a criminal. And the fun it was just doesn't outweigh the bullshit now. The bullshit is slowly starting to pile on because YouTube thinks it's invincible. And I understand that the gaming section of YouTube is like one of the more smaller sections of YouTube. They would have no reason to care about us. Obviously they get money from every gaming video upload, but they're not the biggest part. The biggest part's usually full of idiots who with makeup tips and that kind of bullshit. That's usually the most popular part of YouTube isn't like the top subscribed people. Like you could argue like the people like PewDiePie and Smosh Games and whatever the hell the other bunches are. They are on the top subscribed list, but they're not the top viewed list. The top viewed list are usually people that are just one-hit wonders. That kind of crap is what YouTube was originally made for. Where everyone can upload their video of them doing stupid shit, or their cats, or their family taking a dump on their front lawn, and then they get 1 million views, and all that ad money. It's just then, because technically they own all that crap. They own their own poop on the camera. Which, yeah, they don't own the music they put on the background, which is kind of what YouTube's trying to stop, because that's the big problem to them. Where the entire gaming community is just a fart in the desert to the, like, YouTube overlords. And this affects us more than I think they realize. Obviously, there's going to be a big shitstorm and an outcry over it. I'm interested to see where this goes. It could go better, it could go worse, but I'm guessing it'll worse, because at the end of the day, the power lies where the money is. And the money is with the publishers. The money is with YouTube trying to cover its own ass and not get sued to hell by the publishers. Publishers are fucking rich, even if their weird-ass attempts to stop piracy is costing them more than just letting it fart in the wind. Because people are going to buy crap legitimately for the rest of the time. It's a weird hysteria, I guess, that some reason publishers have this weird idea that they can control all the piracy. And yeah, piracy is, by definition, wrong. But at the same time, I don't personally give a crap if you're a pirate or not. Just be honest. I just have a problem with people who just like try and defend it if they can clearly pay for it. That said, if you can't afford something, shouldn't you be like paying for food instead? Yeah, but you know, that's gonna piss off people, and I know it will. Because that's the way the world works, and quite frankly, I don't care if I hurt your feelings. So yes, I understand that some of these opinions are going to be unpopular, but as I said, no shit's given to the people who I think are wrong. And I don't know if this is going to be the end of the channel. I guess I'll find out January 1st. I guess I'll keep uploading until then. Maybe. Possibly. As I said, I'm only 500 subscribers. No one's going to miss me if I go. And is it really worth all the effort? Is my main concern, is it all worth the effort? At the end of all this philosophical dick-bagging and waving of phalluses in the wind, for me it all comes down to, is it worth it? And I just don't think it is anymore. People said, Twitch, why don't you do Twitch? Well, Twitch is a gaming thing, but it's also a live stream thing. And I live in Australia, which basically makes it physically incapable of that being a viable option, because my internet just cannot handle it. And if you ever watched a low-res, really low-quality video for a couple of hours, they're usually not that popular. Although if Twitch improved their infrastructure for all this kind of crap, I probably would just mosey on there and start anew. I'd probably dump a thing here, it's like, hey, I'm alive, assuming everyone hasn't left yet. Yeah, well, that's probably not going to happen. Because there are other things in life that deserve time, and, well, this one's just becoming that much of a hassle. Am I really going to care in the future? And Twitch and Australia don't mix because we have shitty internet. We were going to get good internet, but our current government said, nah, we're going to stick to the old one. Well, actually, we're going to upgrade it slightly, but, yeah, nothing really different changes, but yeah, that's a whole nother caveat. So, yep, don't know what's going to happen. I guess I'll continue uploading, although with copyright strikes, it's going to... I don't know if I can upload as much as I do, because you go through it, you record the video, you go into editing, but then you notice there was some random sound effect that only goes for a second, that's just kneecap the entire video. Out the window, that's happened to me 3 times in the past 3 weeks. I've done 2 videos on SCP mods, which have not seen the light of day. Clearly, the last video I did on that was SCP Freak Breach, which, that was Team Fortress crap, so it got through fine because Valve is awesome. And what was the other one? I did about 2 indie games, which started playing random soundtracks from clearly old movies in the background, which they got... I didn't even upload them. I was like, yeah, fuck it. And this was before this entire shitstorm started. But now the shitstorm has started, basically a second of a sound of even sound effects can just be flagged, and then just all this bullshit. At the moment, most of it's just like, you are not able to monetize this crap, and ads start playing. But I have had a couple of instances of crap just being deleted, and that's going to be a big problem, because this is not going to get any better. It ain't going to get better. No, it ain't. So I'm not sure if I can be fucked with the hassle or anything. So future's rather unclear. If I'll probably upload something else saying bye, but that's not today. It's just I'm very jaded, tired. I'm also sick, by the way, so that doesn't help. Every bone in my body is mildly achy, which probably pisses me off more than it should. But yes, this is the future of YouTube, and I don't think YouTube is going to survive, at least for the gaming section, for very long. So I guess you could say something better, a better service would probably be needed right about now. I guess you could say YouTube is the place that the community needs, but not the one it deserves, I guess. Quoting the old Batman flick from... Oh god, I broke something. But, you know, reasons, raisins, Kazins, Beasons. I was going to, like, just, you know what? Fuck it. Cockle-doodle-doo, motherfuckers. That's not the stop record button. God damn it.